Okay, next up here is a bit of a science fiction evolution called telepresence, which is already being used in many real life situations, and you probably didn't even notice that it's happening right around you. It's called telepresence. It's ranked at number 63, expected to reduce 1.99 gigatons of CO2 by 2050. The net cost is at $127.7 billion, net savings though at $1.31 trillion. The word was coined, I think, by Marvin Minsky of MIT, an AI prof in the 1980s, and he himself was motivated by a science fiction of this idea of telepresence by Robert Heinlein, I think maybe in the 1940s. Here is an example. A staff member from PricewaterhouseCoopers in Toronto waving to a team member from Prague. The mobile two-wheeled scooter can travel around the office so that staff members from Prague can converse and meet with other people in the Toronto office at will. Obviously that is expected to reduce tremendous amount of travel and related emissions and other related energy consumption and so on. Of course, many people strongly argue that a face-to-face meeting is never irreplaceable, and COVID lockdowns, work from home at large scale have exposed many of the pluses and minuses of telepresence with of course work from home, but also online learning, distance learning, distance medical consultations, and so on and so forth. Now these kinds of robots are involved in shopping, in surgery, in clinical work, and so on and so forth, and they are getting better and better in terms of their renditions, their camera vision, their mobility, and so on and so forth. This is an extension of that from this Microsoft website. At the Being There Center, researchers are looking into the possibility of using telepresence to link geographically isolated offices into collaborative virtual sites. So it's not just a robot, you actually have this virtual office sitting right next to you and meeting together. So that's really exciting as well. Stanford University puts this in a broader context of the different types of telepresence methods. So there is full interactivity, viewing interactivity, and passive viewing in this axis here, and virtual reality, augmented reality, and reality in this axis over here, with single and multi-users under each column. So you have 3D games, network games, chat rooms. So this is yourself, this is playing with others on the net, chat rooms, virtual museum, virtual plays, video tours of virtual locations, and so these are still not there. Broadcast virtual reality like Toy Story, augmented realities, and of course realities like remote explorations and surgery, robot sports, 3D city models, and so on and so forth. I won't read all of them, but you get the idea that telepresence is going to be becoming a bigger and bigger part of life, and it's a good thing that it's being now part of the solution. By avoiding emissions from business air travel, telepresence can reduce emissions by 2 gigatons of carbon dioxide over 30 years. That result assumes that over 140 million business-related trips are replaced by telepresence in 2050. For organizations, the investment in telepresence systems pays off with 1.3 trillion worth of savings and 82 billion fewer unproductive travel hours. So all that travel going from one place to another to meet people, to sell things, to finalize agreements, product designs, this and that, obviously takes a lot of time, and that can be shaved off by having telepresence and saving on travel time, in addition to all the emissions associated with the travels, of course.